Hello, chat. Hello. Good afternoon. I have hopefully fixed my internet. And if not, I'm going to descend to the depths of hell and steal Satan's Wi-Fi. But that's quite the exhausting trip. So I'm gonna need some energy, which is why, chat. I'm pretty hyped to introduce no sponsor. I'm not being sponsored. Sorry. I just have an energy drink. I had you for a second though. Sponsored by Dungeon Raid. When am I gonna make my own energy drink? My own like energy drink line. Technically, I'm here. All right. Hello, Melon. Should probably play the game, huh? Give you a couple minutes. Okay. Chat. I got to find a way to fill a couple minutes of time. Let's see. I know there were things that I wanted to talk about for specifically filling time, but I never wrote them down, so I don't remember what it was. If I ever made an energy drink flavor, it would be watermelon limeade. P5. Holy shit, P5X is getting localized? That's the first time hearing about it. Oh wait, okay, hold on. No, I remember one of the things. Kingdom Hearts. We got so much Kingdom Hearts news over the last like 2 days. And we went from it's so over to holy shit, we're so back. Talk about community puzzle night. I need to find or commission art for us to puzzle. Yeah, no, so Kingdom Hearts. First off, we get a cancellation announcement for Missing Link. It sucks, but honestly, I kinda saw this coming. Like... I think I started expecting a cancellation for Missing Link back in like mid 23, back when we were still getting like maybe the slightest crumb of information every 6 or so months. I can't believe Tato wants me to end up like Cinder. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, no, I kind of saw the Missing Link cancellation coming. Obviously, I didn't want it to be canceled, but like, I'm not surprised that it got canceled. Silksong will get canceled? I don't think so. At this point, I don't think Silksong's getting canceled. Not after like a Nintendo announcement, at least. I have comms open? I don't think she does right now. Oh, and then yeah, so first off, Missing Link 07, we'll miss you. I think actually we got both of those pieces of information within 12 or 24 hours of each other. The Blitz, you sent the Missing Link thing at 12 a.m. yesterday. And yeah, no, within 24 hours, damn. And then, hold on, I don't have like a Discord capture scene set up. I am still like baffled as to what build entails on this command menu. Unfortunately, it does look like flow motion is coming back, which I'm not super thrilled about. It looks like we're getting shot lock back though. Big fan of shot locks. So we've got a picture of Strelitzia, a rotary phone, replaced with the keychain grapple. That might be what we're seeing here, but with the way that like Sora's shoes are glowing blue, it's giving me like the flow motion vibe. Mickey in some sort of library. Like my knee-jerk reaction to this is saying that like he might be in the Hollow Bastion library from KH1. We have Mega Darkseid being fucking orbital bombarded by an orange light and a blue light, which I can only assume is like Goofy and Donald. Sora visiting Inaba in Persona 4. At least that's what the fog is, you know. There has never been fog in any other media other than Persona 4. And then a picture of Sora buying his first car. And what we're not seeing is that he actually spent the reason that KH4 has taken so long is because Sora has spent all of this time in the DMV, just getting his license. Alright. Let's really hope for a trailer at not E3. What like big like showcases do we have left in the year? Nintendo Direct happened, but it wouldn't be shown there. Do we still has State of Play happened yet? I feel like if anything, it's gonna be shown at a Sony event. Summer Game Fest is for PC games. Yeah, I feel like our best bet is gonna be Sony's State of Play. Alright. Let's get started on the game, shall we? I have, since playing it last week, like a week and a half ago, I guess.
Are dead.
I've opened this once, and it was just to make sure that like I had saved it properly, and I did. Okay, I don't remember what sort of like trails I was following. The notable root trees. Nomura said ROOTTREES scenario has been drafted out. I still have things I can find from the notable route. Hold on, can I? No, okay, I can't take pictures of these guys' faces. Hello, Melon. I missed from last time. I don't remember at what point you left, so I'll just go over what we have. Root Tree Sisters, Carl, James, Wolf, Candy, Clancy Edward, but not Edward Clancy. Elias Jr. Tessa, goes somewhere. I don't know where she goes yet. I have Lauren properly placed. But I'm missing something for Clark. I don't know what I'm missing on Clark. Let's win. Yeah, I got Robert and Ronald. I don't know which one goes where, but I've at least got them down. Miracle and all the miracles. Oh, and then, of course, Elias and Gwyneth. The newspaper clipping has the most for me right now. Let me know what I want. Hey, gotcha. Image that accompanied a story about local art in Butler County Times. It is captioned Carolyn standing next to her sculpture Atlantis is Burden. The sculpture is one of the many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait, Art in the Beauty of Woman. Do I know Carolyn's last name? Okay, yes I do. Oh my god, I cannot read that. Hold on, I have to full screen this. And then I have to fix the crop. There we go. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. I don't remember who those two are. It's been a week and a half. Unfortunately, my memory cutoff is about a week. So, mostly black and white pictures of Carolyn's art, the centerpiece. Series of full-color nude self-portraits at different ages, stretching 25-30. Not okay. I remember those not being added to my evidence. In the intro, Carolyn talks about influences. She was the youngest in her generation, and her betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie built on dreams to settle for boring men. Gwendolyn and Bonnie. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's look for Gwendolyn first. Have any Gwendolyns placed down? No, I don't. I'm gonna look at the list of names. Is there a Gwendolyn? Gwendolyn Morden, damn. Really hoping that last name was gonna be Root Tree. But what about Bonnie? Bonnie Hudson. Other Bonnie I could? Nope. Okay, just Bonnie Hudson. I don't think I have any Hudson. I don't know how I'm supposed to get 7 clues from this. Seven clues from the update text. Yeah. Spider searched the radio station. Yeah, I fell down the conspiracy rabbit hole. But I don't think I got anything from that. Go back down the rabbit hole? Oh my god. Alright, WRTD News is your local investigative jazz radio station. During their news segment at 45 minutes on the hour, they have been talking about the plane crash. Most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office after the plane crash and promised an interview online with a psychologist. During the interview, it's revealed that there wasn't a break. Instead, someone with a key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the storm. It means it was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to posit the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say they have it in their possession. The comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies. This is just another instance of the root curse being a real true thing. Bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it." So, unrelated to this, I think our mystery shadow guy, I think this might be EC. I think that might be Mr. Egg Cream. Alright, root tree curse. What the hell do you mean there's something on here that can help me solve a blood relative? Oh, God. I'm way too sober for this. I'm always way too sober for anything. I don't drink. Not legally allowed to be drunk yet? Melon, I'm 21. Hell, I'm turning 22 in less than a month. I very much am legally allowed to be drunk. This just in, Melon, unaware of my own age. Okay. Back down the conspiracy rabbit hole. A long rambly conspiracy website with a small, very red text on black background that says that the root trees are cursed. Been very recently updated with the following. Important update with Carl, Brent, and Brenda and their girls. That makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Root Tree Company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in '82, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. This cannot be a coincidence. Okay, let's take this one paragraph at a time. So, 3 of the 5 presidents. We know Carl is the most recent president. Ernie Madsen Jr. That is a name. Okay, that just brings me back here. Do I have Ernest Madsen Jr.? I'm not gonna follow down that thread. But we know he was president before Carl. Chris Raff 75. I assume Chris Rafferty. As in, oh wait, no, that's Clark Rafferty. Hold on, who the hell is Chris Rafferty? Chris Rafferty. Hold on, buddy. Can't believe I was just getting names mixed up like that. Damn. There's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. Secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. Hold on. I have to Melon got I can see the message. Censored. Prodigy. Hold on, I'm gonna look into this Mayan ruby skull. Find a few conspiracy websites that claim the Mayan ruby skull is a symbol of death. The alleged proof is a blurry photo of a reddish shape that is supposedly a cave painting from South America. According to legend, painting were bones from hundreds of different people and animals. One site also mentions that the photographer who took the picture died when their boat capsized after crashing into a skull-shaped rock. Amongst the spinning skull gifts, you find no sources or verifiable details to back up any photos or claims. To you, the blurry photo looks more like an egg than a skull. Also, we have less than a minute until ads hit. Yeah, let's look at this prodigy.net. How did I fuck that up? Prodigy is an ISP that, in addition to allowing people to travel the information superhighway, offers email services and web hosting. There's a unique screen name, then Prodigy automatically creates email address. and a simple website they can edit and share with other people. Not everyone with the service makes a website, but if they do, you can usually find it by searching their screen. Alright. ChrisRaff75. Cousins 3, 2, and 1 all scrambled. Chris Rafferty Cousins, Chris Rafferty Self-Portrait. And we'll get back to this after the ads. All right, we are back from ads. There's a big old lead right here. You find a simple page called "The Art of Rafferty," copyright 1997, on Prodigy that lists the author's email address as chrisraff75@prodigy.net. Below, a bunch of gifts that say "under construction." There are a few art pieces. First is a painting captioned "Me and my misspelled fiance, Lulu." A painting I did for my first year of college that I plan to give her when we get married in May. Go Tartans. Second is a piece called Cousins. It appears to be made up of 3 different images cut and pasted in an abstract pattern. It has the caption "a photo collage." When we had to a photo collage we had to do to explore our family tree. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, even some I've never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose, so I had to get creative and use only my 3rd cousins. This includes a text message that I'm getting on my phone. includes Davy, he swims for Yukon, and Bethany's yearbook picture, she's Davy's younger sister. Stephanie, who is an only child, which is from the say been added to your evidence, but cousins will need to have its individual components assembled. Art piece was found on the portfolio of college student Chris Rafferty, referred to as cousins, and was said to include pictures of Davy, Bethany's yearbook picture, and Stephanie, who was an only child. Nope, that's Clark Rafferty. Made the mistake again. Cousins 1. Pictures were mixed up as a source art for Chris Rafferty's cousins. You've reassembled this one, the first. Cousin 2. Chris Rafferty self-portrait. Fiancee Lulu. Reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Root Tree has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob and Gwen divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Not even I can blame her for that. Seen what he gets up to in Starlit. Neither of us ever took a second husband. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage due to lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped. More than I can say for Clancy or Edward. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Eli's marriage seems to be fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. Pun intended, so who knows what causes these things. I suspect that he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think a marriage on such a shaky foundation like that can last. Lord knows I was right last. So, new wife, Jane? Do we have multiple Jane? Jane LaRue? Looks like we only have the one Jane. There's 5 things and roll on down to the city. Rolling down to the city was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in '79. According to the liner notes, it satirizes how a part of a society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East. Thus, pop culture tricked them into caring. But ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you'd never heard of it before now. Just from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says only the great grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco. This credited to Peter Janowicz from MMM. I don't believe this is a name I've looked into. Music critic, find him mentioned on a fan website about a band unrelated to trees. He used to work for MMM before the magazine went on. Okay. Armstrong? Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18 for God's sake, and Danielle isn't much older. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. Carl Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. Plus, do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. That's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Lauren's diary contains some labeled picture. This is an explanation. Attempt to recapture the spirit of the Five Pieces photo with our generation. For all time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left. He looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. I was outvoted by my brothers. The 4 of us stand together. We clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only ones who could make an appearance was Gwen. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seem to pursue paths of knowledge, and Edward is set to take over Pop's department once Pop retires. Edward. Nothing. Great, great, great parents. Great. Davy, Bethany. Stephanie. Natural and Landon. Something on here that can directly help me solve a blood relative. Welcome back, Melon. Hello.
Is that my brother? Hello? My sister, what are you? Is that my brother?
Yes.
My robot?
Why am I hearing?
Sister, what are you?
Why am I hearing an echo?
Because I forgot to mute your Twitch stream before accepting the call.
Okay.
Okay. I'm an adult.
I am also an adult.
Yeah. My volume up here. I'm cleaning out the closet. I'm getting rid of all of the winter clothes, trading them out for summer clothes, figuring out what I don't want to keep anymore, etc., etc.
Yeah, no, this'll be like a crazy shocker news to you. I'm currently wearing a hoodie.
You are. Hoodies are your thing.
They are my thing.
I'm actually gonna start trying on pajamas and seeing what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. Alright, where are you at? What are you doing? What's your question?
I don't know.
Okay, are you still working on the Chris Raff stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you put the pictures together?
Yes, I did. That was actually really easy.
Wasn't it though? It's so nice when it's easy. Okay. Do I want to keep this? Yes. But I will put it specifically in the winter clothes. Do I want to keep this? Yes. This was a gift from Mother. I will leave it out for the summer clothes.
I'm willing to say that.
Yeah.
These two, no, because their last name is Kellogg. So it would have to be like over here.
You're wrong. You're so wrong.
Look, there's not a lot of places for just two siblings to fit.
Okay. Alright. I think it's time for me to give up these pants.
And I think it's time for me to give up my stubbornness. I'm gonna need a hint.
Alright. Here, let me get closer to the screen. Okay. Chris Rafferty is the son of Clark Rafferty.
Okay.
They are not Kellogg's. Kellogg's are further to your left.
Alright. I'm gonna put
And Chris has a fiance.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, that was the wrong button. Okay. Alright.
But they
Chris
still
Rafferty.
fit me really nice, and they're just pajama pants. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I've also had him for like more than 10 years. Should it be time for them to move on? I don't know.
Louisa? That's the closest thing I have, yeah, to a Lulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And you should have her picture too. Yep.
Yep. I've already got that. Garcia. I don't know what Chris's job is, do I?
Scroll through the available jobs. I believe in you. Keep scrolling.
Advertising, architect, author, baby, dancer, director, driver, doctor, farmer, housewife. Oh wait, he's a college student.
Yeah.
Can't believe Clark remarried a third time.
He did. Clark is not a musician. He was, he's not anymore.
Okay.
I believe you find his occupation in the monthly music magazine in periodicals.
MMM. Mark Rafford. Did I misspell his name?
No, but you need to search for Jim. I don't know if I want to keep it or not.
Jim is a root tree, not a Rafferty. What am I doing?
What are you doing? Get a hold of yourself, man. Yeah, there are black here somewhere, but I'm keeping those two. Keeping the red sweats. I kind of want to get rid of these ones. But we'll see what Levi says.
A review and interview from 79 titled A Reluctant Hitmaker. Jim goes into his first band. A few years ago, Diamond and I were in C and J plus J and D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So the four of us had a sort of cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her and Jane's other sister, Everything exploded. No more. Okay, hold on. So, Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with.
With the third LaRue sister.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, but I was afraid I was misunderstanding that. Okay.
Nope, with the third LaRue sister.
Damn, Clark really going for the hat trick. Let's see.
Well, I mean... Anyway, keep going, keep going.
The only thing Clark and I had in common was music. But even then, we never really agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Rollin is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh. But I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess. He's a lot happier now. He started Raffer tunes, and he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to ROOTTREES. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player. I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. Yes, Clark was a jingle writer. I don't think that's...
What was the name of his little...
The Raffer tunes?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Hold on. The Rafferty LaRue has been added to photo. Upset about Raffer tunes, Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. There we are.
Are you ready for this jaw drop of a glow down picture of Clark?
Let's see. Photos. No! Clark, no! I'm gonna slap his bald head. It's gonna make such a good sound. It's gonna sound exactly like... That's how hard I'm gonna slap him.
Yep.
On this photo
Clark.
on the Raffertunes website, it was labeled the inspiration for the famous ad campaign. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and while his wife was trying to get Katrina, his youngest, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the ROOTTREES Super Bowl ad. Okay, so... Clark has 2 other children.
Mm-hmm.
Both daughters.
Yep.
Katrina is the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Katrina Rafferty LaRue. And I guess the other one would be Jessica Rafferty LaRue.
Yep. They look a little young, don't you think?
I think their job is... I mean, clearly these are architects.
Oh, naturally. Yeah.
But no. A12.
Before you give them their pictures, get his wife's picture
Oh,
in
shit.
there so you
That was my third correct one. I thought I
well,
had one more.
But hey, you did it!
Let's see, Clark, Jessica, and Chris, all correct. Four, 5. Okay, I got a bunch off of that. Oh wait, and then this is my next visit from Definitely Not Egg Cream. Phone call.
Dun dun dun!
Can I? There we go. Phone ring has been added. You may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it. Oh my god, it's Phone Guy from FNAF. Hello?
Dude.
Hello, hello.
Hey! You know, I actually used to work in that office before you.
Promise I didn't steal it. Sure thing, egg cream. But I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Guess that means I've officially confessed I'm a root tree. I know your identity, egg cream.
So right, but you're also so wrong.
I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. You could wait just a bit longer. I'll tell you more in person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives. 18 of 33 before I get an explanation.
Sleuth!
Alright, okay, so hold on, we've got...
So I believe that's 21, 24, 27, 30, 5 more rounds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said 15.
Yes, that makes sense. I was doing different math.
Got the picture of Jane LaRue.
No, it's not Jane. Jane was the one he walked in on. Or Jane was the one who walked in on him with the other sister.
Oh, okay. So is this the other LaRue?
This is the other LaRue.
Kim LaRue?
Yep.
Okay.
And you have the picture of Jane. The picture where you got the picture for Clark. That's the...
Which one of these?
Oh, fuck. It's one of them. One of them's Jane, one of them's Diamond. I don't remember which. I just put them in and see what happened.
You know what? I follow that logic.
You'll
Actually,
find
I could
out.
probably look at...
if it's right or if it's wrong.
They're probably, like, above their respective wives at the time.
There's also... Yeah, that's actually a really good theory. That might be correct. Never thought of it that way. What was I thinking of? Oh! You should have... From Lauren's stuff, or no, from the pictures, what is it? The Free Spirits picture. Go to the Free Spirits picture, because that's got another picture of Jim.
Could not figure out. Maybe actually that one's...
Oh, which one? It's... It's either weird mustache, no glasses, or it's guy with the crown on his head.
None of these guys have crowns.
Because you clicked on it. It's like a
okay.
Simpsons Burger King crown.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what, Tato's right. It's definitely the one that says Eli.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But which Eli?
There's 20 goddamn Elis.
There are.
You think for a candy company, they would get more creative with their fucking names.
Oh, man.
And not have 10 trillion Elis. Okay, got nothing new from the phone ringing.
Nope. Alright, what else do you have a lot of intrigue on?
The newspaper clipping.
Newspaper clipping. That's the one with Caroline, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that refused to give me her nudes.
Yeah. This is technically a family-friendly game. Alright, go back to the family tree. And then scroll to the left.
I've got like nothing over here.
You don't have Stephanie on there, are you? Okay, yeah. Do you want me to give you hints for just this whole section? Because there's a ton you are missing.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna need hints for pretty much all of this.
Okay.
But like on the scale of like 0 to 10, 0 being like nothing, and 10 being just giving me the full picture, name, job, I'm looking for like a 5 or a 6.
Okay. Gwyneth and Elias's first child was a girl.
Okay.
So, Elias Jr. was their second child, so you can pop him over.
Okay. I have his job. Right. He was an architect?
Yeah, he was an architect.
Alright. Elias Jr. Architect.
So the ROOTTREES originally had 5 children. That they had 3 boys and 2 girls. One of the girls.
There's 6 children. There's 6 children.
One of the girls is blonde as fuck. It is the other daughter that was the firstborn.
So not the blonde one.
Not the blonde one.
Yeah, no, I'm an EC root tree truther.
You so many things, but you're onto them in the wrong way.
6 graves or something? I don't know, FNAF. Oh my god, it's the missing children.
It's the missing children.
Wait a second. That's not Elias Roottree, the first president of the Roottree Candy Company. That's Purple Guy.
Also, you never got Elias's picture.
Oh, I didn't?
Never got a picture. Yeah, the leprechaun looking one.
Oh, for
Elias,
not Elias Jr.
No, Elias main Elias.
Elias Sr.
Elias, king of the ROOTTREES.
Elias, the motherfucker who's entirely to blame for this nightmare.
Trauma.
Okay, I do want to follow this newspaper clipping.
Okay, you're gonna have to hold on the newspaper clipping. You gotta
what the shit?
One more.
Oh
yeah, it does that sometimes. Just if you refresh the page, or if you go to spider search, or and then go back.
What did Elias mean by this?
Yeah, no, you need to go to spider search and then go back.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Okay.
Hold on, let's... 5 pieces. I guess this would actually make...
So the blonde one is gonna be the mom of the very blonde.
The very blonde. This is the blonde gene, where that all went.
I can also tell you that the first few generations of ROOTTREE women were all housewives.
Okay. Makes sense. That's kind of just how things worked back then.
That's how it was, yeah. You will get Gwen's mother's name in one of Lauren's diary entries.
Oh, I think I might know it already. I want to say it's Gwendolyn.
Do you have both diaries?
Yeah, the one and then the 10 years later.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, the one where I figured out there were 50 goddamn Elis.
Yeah. It's not gonna be in revisiting the diary. It's gonna be in the original diary.
Okay. Okay, let's plant. concerns Gwyn.
Mm-hmm.
An only child, complained of loneliness. Aunt Margot.
Mm-hmm.
So what name would Margot pop? Because they like using nicknames.
They do.
It would be Margalite. What a goddamn name, Margalite.
Right?
That feels like the name of some fantasy creature. Like, oh, I'm gonna send the fucking Margalites after you.
Well done!
Kim LaRue. That picture. Bald ass Clark.
Bald ass Clark. And Jim!
Clark, what happened to you, man? Did the 3 divorces really, or I guess the 2 divorces and the remarried really get you? Okay, so I got the pictures wrong, but that makes it easy to.
Yep. Just swap
Let's see.
them
So
around.
this is bangs. They both have bangs. Fuck.
Okay, so you want the one looking straight,
Yeah.
not the one looking slightly to the right.
And this one's looking slightly to the right. Okay.
All right. Okay, go back. Go back over. Yeah. No. First child. First child.
First
Her
child.
name is Gwendolyn. Yes,
This
her
is
name is
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn. She married a guy whose last name was Morden.
Hold on. I think.
No, so her name's still going to be Root Tree. So her name is still
I
going to
know,
be.
but there is one that says that talks about someone marrying.
I think Lauren only talks about Clark. Clark getting married, Clark getting divorced.
I think
Clark
it might be.
remarried.
No, because she talks about like upset that someone married a boring doctor something.
That's not Lauren. That's Caroline.
That was Caroline.
Yeah. That was in the library.
Let's see. Caroline talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. Brother-in-law Dr. Wilson. Okay. Sister Gwendolyn. Is there another Gwendolyn?
Hold on, I'm checking.
There's 2 more Gwendolyn. Or 1 more Gwendolyn, rather. Okay, so.
Yeah, it should be Gwendolyn Root Tree. Is the one you want to put up top. Not Gwendolyn Morden.
Let's see, I think Gwyn mentioned her father somewhere.
She did. That would have been in an. I don't know if you have access to Starlit yet.
I do. I have Starlit.
Okay. It would be in one of her interviews in Starlit.
Let's see. When Roottree was often in Starlit, most mentions were around the time of her divorce from Wild Bill. All the gossip speculative. power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. Nothing wrong with Cornwall, but he has power. Cornwall is the last. And there's only one Cornwall.
Yup.
Linus Cornwall.
Linus.
Linus Tech Tips Cornwall.
Okay. In Lauren's diary entry, I want to say it's Dynasty.
I don't think I've really read this one.
You should get the names of Gwendolyn's kids.
Okay. Wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. Architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gen. Pop argued
I'm a therapy. I gotta take the dog upstairs. Indy!
Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the root tree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5 people. Zach is the firstborn son of the firstborn 5 people. No Zachs. Oh, Zachariah Morden. There's also a Zach Wilson, but I guess he was the 2nd president? I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad always had a very particular views when it came to his bloodline. Asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of all of us. Laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product.
If you can't see this, I have to disown you. Other way around. Angie is older than all of us.
Oh, okay, I see where I went wrong. It said oldest son, and I just went oldest.
Mm-hmm. So Zach goes there.
2nd president.
Yup. And his sister...
Angie
Roottree. Actually, no, sorry. It's
Angie Morden. Angelica Morden.
Angelica Morden.
She's been a housewife?
I believe she is also a housewife.
Then she'd be in this picture.
Let's see. Yes, she's the redhead. Okay. And that is the only clue I will give you for the rest of their kids.
Okay.
Hey! Well done.
All right. Angelica, Gwendolyn, Zachariah, Linus Cornwall, that picture, and that picture. Okay.
Alright, I'm not allowed to keep all my Christmas shirts. I have to not keep all of them. So I'm gonna try all of them on. We'll see how they all fit. And I will keep one of them. And that's it.
I want to figure out who wins children. Because that feels like 2 freebies.
For Gwen's kids?
Yeah, Robert and Ronald. I have their names.
Let's see, how do you figure out Gwen's kids? Scroll back over to the Root Tree Sisters.
These 3?
Yeah. Okay. Go spider search Tommy Sheridan again.
Oh, I haven't looked at him since, like, I was looking at the sisters originally.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Go search him again.
what was it? Was TMS?
TMS, yep. Okay, does it fit? Yes. It's a little tight. That's fine. Looks...
TMS is a common abbreviation for early 90s heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role, Thomas Sheridan, was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. Skyrocketed to popularity after his starring role on the sitcom Brother Trouble.
Brother Trouble.
That's what I was thinking, because
Yep.
I'm looking for brothers. Brother Trouble was an 89 sitcom about 2 16-year-old brothers the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker.
He doesn't matter.
Their single mother, played by stand-up Melby Tessa Green. Oh shit, Spoonie Raid! Welcome, Spoonie! What were you guys up to today? Go get that shout out off.
I would rate this.
Alright. Today, I am playing The Root Trees Are Dead. And I'm being assisted by my actual older sister. Well, oldest sister.
My name's Watermelon. You can call me Melon.
This is a... Would you call this a murder mystery, technically?
It's definitely a mystery.
Not really murder. Except...
Really murder. Death? There is death?
Death? Actually, no. I'm definitely in on the murder theory. I do think Egg Cream Root Tree did it.
Alright, so this is just a basic red t-shirt that says Merry Christmas on it in very nice font. It does still fit. It's a little tight putting on and off, but it doesn't hike up or anything.
Yeah, Melon is also doing like spring cleaning right now, so...
Actually, technically, and I can tell you this because you don't live with mom and dad, and because when am I going to meet these people IRL? Lance is keeping us out of the house.
Oh, shit.
My father-in-law is kicking us out for very stupid reasons. So we are cleaning, we are packing, we are apartment shopping, we are trying to get out as fast as we can. I will be informing mom and dad when I visit them this weekend. So.
There's you and your raiders just came in. I'll snooze this ad for 5 minutes. Playing Dark Souls, that's fun.
It says Merry whatever, and it has a little image of the Grinch on it. I love the shirt. I think it's funny. It still fits really nicely. I think I'm gonna keep this one. It's a very silly holiday shirt, and I like it.
Brother Trouble was an 89 sitcom about two 16-year-old brothers the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker. Their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green, often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that come with raising two boys that were extremely competitive in sports, academics, even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was a small director, Ron Roottree. Okay, hold on. Ronald Roottree is a director. Google's game premise. Oh, it's 23andMe meets Obra Dinn. I don't know what Obra Dinn is, but yes,
But that is what a lot of people describe this game as. It's very similar to Obra Dinn.
I am 23andMe. I am the me.
You have their names backwards. Ron is the older one.
Okay. Oh, so I have their pictures right?
Yeah, pictures are right.
Nice. Alright. Ronald. Robert. Nope, I clicked Ronald again. Ronald. Robert. You are a director, and you are unknown.
Now, if you happen to notice, Ronald is married. So you may want to go take a look at, you know, whoever their mom was.
Obra Dinn is a game where you investigate a ship and work out the fate and identity of each passenger. You have a magic stopwatch that shows you the moment of death. Okay, we don't have the magic stopwatch. We're investigating a plane wreck. We know the identity of all the dead people. Right now, we're like, I guess the final will and testament figure-outers. The show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, mostly among the teenage girl demographic. However, it was canceled in 91, midway through the second season, due to a significant drop-off in rating. Alright.
Do I keep Dear Santa, I Can Explain t-shirt?
This is too confusing. Just let the dog inherit anything. There's no dogs.
There are no dogs.
I would just be like, because we have the mystery shadow figure that shows up at our door telling us to do this, I'd tell him, fuck off, give it all to the dog. But there are no dogs. There's just conspiracies. And this guy who got married 3 times. And went bald.
There's also a gay couple in there.
Oh, hell yeah.
You haven't found the gay couple yet.
Dogs don't exist in this universe. That's why all the root trees are dead.
Alright, I need an actual second opinion on this. Do I keep Dear Santa? Let me explain.
Yes, it's funny.
It is funny, but so is the Grinch, Merry Whatever, and I really should only have one silly Christmas shirt, you know what I mean? I should have one meaningful one, and I should have one silly one.
Blitz says go with the Grinch.
Blitz says go with Grinch. Potato, what do you think?
I can forgive the 3 marriages, but bald, right? That's the real sin.
Yeah, no, for real. There's actually you have another picture of Clark if you go into him. I believe.
I'm not seeing another bald guy here.
No, he's not bald. No, from the weird 70s picture, he's mustache, no glasses.
Mustache, no glasses?
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that's the same person.
Alright. What he used to look like, and then he went through 2 divorces.
And became an advertising agent.
Yeah.
You also cheated on your second wife with her sister, I think is how that went. And then their oldest sister, because there's 3 of them, walked in on you.
I can't see what Potato says behind your head. What does Potato say?
Granch. We should just marry each other to make it simpler. Look, gay is cool. Incest is not. And I can say that as someone with 5 sisters.
I have never once wanted to. Let me make that very clear for everyone. Not ever, not
Do you
once.
know how many fucking Alabama jokes I grew up hearing at school?
This is a cute shirt. This is a
Oh,
cute...
okay, Spoonie plays Crusader Kings, that makes sense.
It's a dark gray. It says jingle all the way. I think this would be a good, meaningful one. It still fits very nicely. And it looks good on me, actually.
Okay, so I've got Ronald, correct?
I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna get rid of Merry Christmas. Thank you for your service, but your time is up.
I think Ronald is the only correct one I have. Yeah? I mean, like, I have Robert's picture and name, but I don't have his job yet.
I can give you his job if you really want me to.
Give me, like, on that, like, hint scale I mentioned, give me, like, a 3 or a 4.
It obviously has something to do with showbiz. He's not a director like his brother, but it is in showbiz. Is that a good enough hint?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'd say that's probably closer to a 5, but it's fine.
Wasn't 5 what you wanted?
Oh, I think I did say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Guess I'll just look in Starlit. Am I looking? Yeah, I'm looking for Robert.
Alright, I think I've gone through all of the winter clothes. I think it is officially time to move on to spring and summer.
Alright, Robert is not in Starlit.
Try Rob.
Ah. Rob.
I don't remember.
Why would I rob the root trees?
Just try Rob.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Did you try Root Trees versus RR? Did you ever look that up?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So that should have given you info on the clans of trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only my blood relatives can have my inheritance. Fuck them in-laws.
Oh, I didn't have the root trees versus RR. I just had root trees versus RR.
Mm-hmm. So that was Ronald and Robert who did that.
From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member.
So yeah, that was Ronald and Robert who...
Lawyer?
Is that showbiz?
Oh wait, that's right, you said he was in showbiz. Oh wait, hold on, it's ad time.
Time.
All right, we back.
Actual shirt.
The
Time to go through the summer clothes.
writer, maybe? I feel good putting Robert as a screenwriter for now.
Hey, you should go maybe look up Penelope, what's her name? Cause she worked on Brother Trouble, you know?
Oh, played by stand-up. Okay. Jack added photos. Penelope added photos. Hired comedian. There's a result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. And a picture labeled Penelope with her newborn, 97, was a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets, 94. Both added to evidence.
Because, you know, one might think that if she worked on a TV show with a certain root tree, they might have, you know, had some kind of really inappropriate workplace romance that might have turned into something more. Really like to throw that out there for you.
These two pictures of babies are not the same baby.
No.
And this guy is named Jack. What Jacks do we have? Just one Jack root. Job. College student.
Clearly, you know?
That feels a little old for baby, but toddler is not an option. Would I go toddler or would I go K-12? Or baby
K-12.
or K-12? Okay.
K-12.
Alright, and I got it.
Woohoo!
Ronald, Robert, and Jack.
God, I do not want to be doing this right now. Okay.
Clearly he's a pro athlete. You're right, Blitz. That was a pro athlete if I've ever seen one. No. This one's the pro athlete.
Coming down. Oh, there's so many shirts in here I forgot I had. I need to be on the other side. Okay.
Okay, I think I need to figure out more on the left side of the tree before
You really do.
I go for the newspaper clippings.
Okay. I have summer clothes down, which is super fun. So we're gonna finish cleaning this part out. All right.
Okay. The youngest in her generation, in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn, cousin Bonnie.
So by the magic of last names.
That's exactly what I'm going off of. Gwendolyn Morden.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna be Zach's kid.
Because they're the Morden. Oh, wait, no, they're all Mordens.
Yes, but remember, when a girl gets married, her name changes, and her kids take her dad's name.
Yeah, but they all like keeping the name Root Tree. Gwendolyn Morden. Carolyn. I need to stop clicking pictures first. Though I do actually have a picture of Carolyn.
It's in your magazine clipping. Newspaper clipping, whatever. And
Gwendolyn
she's
married. For boring man. Brother-in-law Dr. Wilson. Okay, her father's Zach. Marriage to Mark. Married a guy named Mark. How many Marks are there? There's one Mark Landon. Alright, and she's an artist.
There you go.
Alright, so I have 2 now? No, I only have 1.
Nope, we're clearing this part out first, and then okay. Yes, I would like to keep you. That's one dress. Yes, I would like to keep you. Should I keep you, actually? Let's find out. Ah, fell over. That's empty. Okay.
Photo in childish print writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures, include Bonnie, the next president, Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Carolyn, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Of course, those names are not in order, because why would they be?
Actually, no, they're not.
Yeah, because that would mean that this is Bonnie, and this is and this would be Carl.
Hold on, show me that again.
This one would be Bonnie, and this one would be Carl.
No, that's not Carl. You are right, that is Bonnie. And then who's the other redhead? They might be related, the redheads?
Okay. Did it say if Bonnie was older? I don't think it did.
You would find that out if you googled the root tree curse again.
It all comes back to this goddamn curse.
Yeah. Alright. I'm there. Fine. I like putting it up here more. Where I need.
I know that.
I didn't even keep you though, because we're black, which means you're versatile.
Guy Hudson. No, we have a Dr. Hudson.
No, we have a Dr. Wilson.
It's a doctor. God damn it.
And Dr. Wilson goes across from Caroline.
There are, of course, 4 Wilson. Jem, Jason, Steven, Zach.
Dresses. 4 dresses. 5 dresses. And that top. And that top. Oops. But we're keeping both of those bottoms, so that's going to do. You're keeping you either simply a summer top or a spring top right there. Alright, I have room. I can keep you. We will keep you. Okay. Alright. You find Wilson's yet?
There's 4 Wilson.
Yes.
And so I don't think I can figure out which one is Dr. Wilson.
Have you tried searching Dr. Wilson?
I should probably try just searching Dr. Wilson, huh?
Okay.
The Wilson kids. Dr. Stephen Wilson. Pediatrician who practices north of Pittsburgh. Though there are a lot of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilsons, this one apparently found a way to game the search results as he pops to the top every time. The website claims that he is the pediatrician to the stars. The only evidence for this is that he apparently was the doctor to the root tree. There's a picture of him on his website, as well as a picture of his children. All 4 of them look... Oh, wait, okay. All 4 of them look as though the photographer was holding them hostage. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There's also a quote that, although credited to child Jason, in fact might not be written by a 10-year-old. My dad is the best dad in the entire world, and he treats every patient with world-class care. He will treat your children like he would me, my big brother, or my sister.
I see this is a nice one. We're going to keep that.
Okay, so we know it's Dr. Stephen Wilson.
I'm running out of... Okay.
There's 3 kids. The Wilson kids.
Okay, I'm putting you into the wrap.
Was credited to Jason.
Oh, I want to keep this one. I love this shirt. I love this shirt. I want to keep that. I do kind of want to keep this one. Put this in the maybe pile. We are keeping this one. This was limited edition. Yes. Keeping you, and I believe you're its partner. Oh no, we're just keeping that. We're not keeping this. I could do without this one. I could say goodbye. It does still fit, but it's really more of a crop, and I am okay without it. Alright, one more.
One more.
You should be able to get Caroline's kid. This one,
it's probably Stefan.
Yeah. No, we can say goodbye to this one. Ugh.
Stephanie. There's not a Stephanie Gordon.
No, but there is.
That's right, Landon.
I have to keep this one. I can turn it into a pajama shirt, though. Where did I put my pajama shirts? Oh, I decided most of them were winter shirts, didn't I?
A politician. And
her husband is...
I want to say his name was Caleb.
Think of a different white guy name.
It might have been Brian. Regardless,
I think I would be okay giving this one away.
Bye. Jones is his last name. Okay, so it is Jones.
Right, these are the babies. I would be okay giving you away. You have old hair color on you. Just, I look so good in it though. Alright, let's show the babies. Leah's. Gonna have to help me a lot. Okay, we're keeping this for future children because it doesn't fit me. So it's gonna go into storage. I need to turn the shirt also into a pillow.
I'm just gonna start putting Tessa, like, wherever.
I can tell you where she goes because I think you have everything on her, right?
Well, I know that's her picture, and I know she's a mechanic. I just need to figure out where she goes.
It's a Levi's shirt. What's it doing in my clothes? I will ask him if he wants to keep it.
She is an only child, right?
She is an only child. She goes all the way to the right.
Okay. I would have made it over here eventually. Alright, and here we are, the next three.
Ooh, so it was... Who was it? It was Tessa...
Stephanie, Teffa, and I had Zach. I had him as K-12, not college. But I fixed that. Alright. Time for an explanation, egg cream.
You are so right and so wrong. I love you for it. I think I want to keep
I'm
this
not
one.
me if I'm right in all the wrong ways.
This was one of the ones I got for my trip to Florida. I bought it on a whim. I kind of don't care. It's one of my only Florida souvenirs.
Hold on, it's more plot time. It's more plot time. On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation, but I can't reveal everything. Not yet. I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake, so I'll try to explain why. It's true that I'm working with lawyers, but not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers. I'm on the verge of releasing a book. It's not kind to Elias or the Five Peaks. The truth often isn't. Can I take your picture, Shadow?
No.
With the plane crash, it'll look like I'm exploiting a tragedy. So to cover themselves, the publisher insists I confirm my accusation. That's why you're here. We need to know there's enough evidence that an expert could unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. Hope you understand. Say that what you're doing here is very personal for me. My story. One spot on the tree is more important than the rest. Probably noticed it. Good luck for now. I'll return one final time, once you fill it in. Works with publishers. That immediately changes my answer from egg cream to Robert or Ronald, whichever one was the screenwriter, or Lauren. Also, there are fewer names and pictures left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out. Okay. I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. Looking forward to seeing you soon. $33 of 49 before I unlock the hidden section.
Yup.
Alright. I mean, the most that I have now is 3 from revisiting the diary for Sam.
Yeah, you should go do that.
Hold on, let me look at the new stuff. There's nothing here. I hired you to help verify their personal accounts of the family's history. All that's left to do is finish the family tree, find what's in the locked space, which they said was personal to them. The locked space. This direct Elias Jr.'s tree.
Could Elias Jr. be EC?
No.
I see.
Alright, revisiting diary for Sam. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a root. All of my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. Had she the chance to grow up with us, Sam might have been the sister figure Gwyn never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own way. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long, long time since any real root tree was as interested in the actual candy as Ernie. Bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. What I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it all out with myself. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. Doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course. But I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. Hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Root for as long as she was willing. Hold on, I lost where I was reading. I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money, after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule over peasants for eternity. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person. Pop once referred to him a confirmed bachelor. I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either. But even so, she seems to blame more than just the two of them. She has no problem with us next gens, but she has a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces and Elias and Gwyneth.
Is it all coming together?
No. You seem to forget that I'm dumber than a box of rocks.
Sam is Elias Jr.'s kid.
Okay. I feel like I have a picture of Sam.
I think I'm ready to give this one. Thank you for Sam's the one with the black hair.
That's right. It said jet black hair.
Yep.
And green eyes.
And she inherited the farm, which makes her...
That be a farmer?
Yes.
Okay.
You're smart. You just need to be talked through it sometimes.
Alright. With a name like Patsy, my mind jumps to like the name being Patricia.
Patricia. That's good. That's good. Keep that one. Katie gave it one to me. You still fit. You look good. You're going in the baby pile. I want to keep you because I need this message often. But I will turn you into a pajama shirt.
I don't know Samantha's husband yet, right?
Samantha's kid is named Ernie, short for Ernest.
Ernest Hemingway.
Okay, I really only need one of these, and I think this one doesn't fit me anymore.
There are two Ernests, and they're both Marsden.
Madsen?
Whatever. Which would make the father Madsen and the son Madsen Jr.
Correct.
Or Ernie Jr.
Yes, good. Very good. And Ernie Madsen Jr. was the president before...
Oh, that was on the conspiracy website. Hold on. It all comes back to the curse.
Comes back to the root tree curse, man. Keep you.
Ernie Jr. stepped down because he was poisoned. You know, maybe this conspiracy theorist's onto something. But I don't know if... I guess he would be the older son?
Sock went! Fuck's sake, I've been looking for that for a year. He's in there. Fucking...
You're president for... I don't think I have his picture, do I?
You do.
Okay.
He is... yeah, 70s with glasses.
I should probably figure out, Carl's.
That's not 70s. That's not 70s.
Oh wait, no, that's right. I stopped taking pictures because I had way too many pictures.
Free spirits, yep, with glasses. Nope, go back. That one's important. The funeral picture is important.
Oh, the water damage one?
Free spirits. Yeah.
Okay, so I have 1, 2... I think I only have those 2 right now. Which means I need... Go back over here?
Yeah, to Carl.
Here, I should probably, like, screen share with you so you're not working off of a delay.
You don't have to. But it would certainly help. Alright, let's see here. Ah, yes. We'll full screen this one. I'm gonna go close out of your Twitch stream so my computer isn't struggling.
That's fair.
Sorry, chat.
I will just convey chat to you. Burb did say hi.
Hi, Burb. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Hide members. Okay. Go back to Carl.
Back to Carl.
His dad is right. His picture is wrong.
Okay. Probably looks like his... Carl probably looks like his dad.
also, my husband should be home any minute now. Alright, so I have a stack of maybes, I have a stack of Levi maybes, I have a stack of things I need to keep.
You don't know Clancy's job yet, right? Also, why did I pick that I know that's Eli. I need to stop clicking on this picture for people.
There you go. Lauren said that her brothers are either professors or lawyers.
Yeah, looks like a professor.
Right, you are getting demoted to pajama shirt. We are keeping you for 4th of July. You are my official 4th of July shirt. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, funeral picture. That's Ernie's family.
This is Ernie's family.
Yeah, that's his wife and his daughter.
Like Ernie Madsen Jr., President 4?
Yeah. Read the little thing.
Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you weren't able to make it to the funeral. It's tradition to have it within 24 hours, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. Ernie was a man full of love not only for his family, but his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work he did together, as well as how Carl carried on for him after taking over. As for myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic burden of endless bills. Though it was caught too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced trust. It was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. Never could have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Alright. Debbie is the wife.
But Debbie also has a picture.
Water damage. Resident 4. Picture of Debbie.
I'm gonna mute real fast because Levi just got home.
Okay. This Nicole. Is K12. Alright, and that's 4. Deborah Bean, Ernest Madsen, Trisha Christensen, that picture. Alright. 3 more checks before.
Okay. Let's
Revisiting
see.
the diary for Clark. I see. Elias C. Root.
That is, I believe, one of Lauren's brothers. No watermelon majors? Okay.
Elias C. Root Tree. Raised Clark, him as brothers whenever he could. Eli's marriage fine, and Jim's marriage seemed solid as a rock. Doesn't give us Eli C's job. These names were always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer that in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward Clancy, where my pop's name came from. It's always been consistent in our family, though, that anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. It goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. The woman, however, it all goes out the window. Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Carolyn, who was Elias's mother. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as the generations went on. I guess that's because there's no female equivalent of junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. And the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an egg cream root tree. I had to break the news that I got my father's name backwards. I feel like I had a connection to Tessa somewhere. Running out of May. Bethany and Stephanie. All of those people.
Hello, I'm back. What are you working on?
I'm working on the cousins stuff.
Ah, one of them is a redhead.
Red. Oh, yes. That hair is very red, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And if you go back to the
Oh, I didn't.
Yep. And then he swims for college.
Pro athlete or college student? The college.
Did you say you were running out of names, or you still have too many names?
Still too many names.
Okay, so what I can do is I can give you all of the wives' names that you're not gonna find anywhere else.
Hold on. So let me finish like the cousin stuff.
These would be these are all like the non-blood relative names. Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? Because at this point, I think you've found most of them, and it's just up to guesswork, and that's always the really annoying part for me.
Yearbook picture. So this is Bethany.
See, who else are you waiting on? Oh, go back, go back, go back. Go back to the right.
The baby?
No, up over Tessa's dad?
Yeah.
Eli.
Eli M, right?
Yeah, Eli.
Oh, Eli. The one in the mechanic outfit.
Uh-huh, and if he's in a mechanic outfit, then he's...
a baby.
Is that 3?
That's 3.
Okay.
But I can go get a 4th with cousin 3. This is Stephanie, an only child. I think I only have one only child. Okay, I have 2 only child spots, but this one looks way too young to be anything above this. Okay, I do have her picture. Do I only have a Stephanie Patra? I do only have a Stephanie Patra.
Say yes to the chat.
I believe Eli was wearing the shirt that said Eli. That's crazy. Okay, there we go. That puts us to 41. I might finish this before stream end.
You just might, which means it only took you 7 hours?
Well, we're currently at like 6.5 right now.
Okay. 7 hours. I think that's how long it took me to do the first time, and I didn't have anyone helping me.
Alright, so Bethany and David, Elias M, and Stephanie Cattrall, and then Catherine Wilkins. Alright, I've only got 2 more sets before I unlock the hidden section.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So Guy Hudson died in a car crash. So he wouldn't have any kids.
Oh. This guy was also a president, wasn't he?
He was. He was president after Zach.
So that's president. Hold on, so Kellogg would have married in. Would it? Yeah, because I only have one more Kellogg. So Kellogg had to marry in here.
You went past him. There you go.
Do I have a picture of Guy somewhere?
Yes. Go back. Go back.
I'm just making sure I have all the pictures taken.
Remember, his mom is a redhead.
That's the wrong spot to put the picture.
And Bonnie's his sister.
I need to stop clicking the picture when I mean to click the name. Bonnie had redhead.
I believe she was also a housewife. Okay, so that's 2.
Gwendolyn Morden.
You do have a picture of her. She's in the... Yep, she's...
Glasses.
No, not glasses.
Damn.
Not beret, the other one.
The one next to Eli.
Beret is the other one for Caroline.
Caroline is over here. So that puts me at 3, which used to be enough.
Not anymore, you need one more.
Not anymore.
Go right a little bit more. Glasses goes under Sam.
Okay. And she's gonna be a root tree.
No. She's gonna be a Madsen.
She's gonna be a Madsen because of Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
I only have one Madsen left.
And she takes over the farm after her mom.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Now do you want all the various spouses' names?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Gwyneth, Bonnie, Guy, and Gwendolyn.
Because if you don't get them in now...
David Kellogg III. Yeah.
Alright, let me go pull my game up. Okay.
Alright, let's start just left to right. So
Yep.
Angelica Morden. Hold on, married a Hudson. The only Hudson I have left is Christopher.
Yep.
Yeah, the Melanchon cheat sheet.
Okay. Your next one should be Guy Hudson.
Yep.
His wife is Patricia Jones.
Yeah, I don't think I was gonna get that anywhere.
Nope.
Zachariah Morden. Fortunately, I can't go off last name. This one.
Married Clara Lansing.
And then Stephanie Landon was adopted.
This one's really... If you should be able to figure this one out. You should be able to figure this one out. Come on. Go look at Caroline's book again in the library. I want you to be able to figure this one out.
Eloise?
Yes.
Oh,
There's your
just Eloise.
Just Eloise.
Alright, oh,
Okay,
I
next.
missed, this is a Morden. I only have one Morden left. This is the other Catro.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Catro.
So you got Lauren's family tree.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the other picture for Arena?
I don't think so.
Go spider search Teen Beat or Teen Blast?
I already have Team Blast.
Okay. Search Reina on Teen Blast.
Cover an article. Ah. Carl's mother.
And Carl's. No, you got Carl's dad.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it'd be funny if it was Carl's son. Because damn,
it would be so funny. It would be
your
so
son,
funny
your
if,
son really is Carl.
if it wasn't actually Carlson.
Wait, is it Carlson?
It is. It's Laurel Carlson.
Damn, I just called that.
Um.
God, I still like. This is what next generation that I still have to unsolved.
Oh, let me pull your. Okay, Lauren mentions in one of her diary entries that her brother Eli looks a lot like her dad does.
Are there 2 Eli's in next gen? Oh wait, no.
And Jim's mom, you can figure out if you go to Misk and you pull up the Cherry Tree song.
Cherry Tree is an album by Jim and Diamond, and one of the songs is called Sun. Found It On did not have a full version, but you can a short preview of the song's chorus. Jim sings the following: There blazed a spark of light that ever brightly shone, from her starting days imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart, in part I'd never be alone. In my heart, I'll always be the son of... Joan Monroe?
Yes.
Alright, we got 3.5 minutes left. Or 3.5 minutes
Before
until ad,
break?
sorry.
Okay. All right, that picture that you originally had on for Carl's dad,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, is the youngest.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yep. His wife's name is April.
April Forage. Let's see if I can't figure out the name of... Did that stop flashing? Let me stop flashing yellow, please.
Remember, the root trees do a lot of patterns, so if the mom's name is April...
The kid's name is gonna be May. Oh, November.
November.
And then... I guess?
Uh-huh. I will... see, what names do you have?
Edward would be the only root tree that fits.
Yep.
Job. Baby.
Baby.
Dumb idiot baby.
Mm-hmm.
How do I still have 2 left on Revisiting Clark? I have 1 left on Revisiting Clark. Oh wait, no, that's Diary Clark. This is Revisiting Clark.
Do you have Gwen's husband's name? Yes, you do.
Yes, Wild Bill. Or Walter.
Okay. Go to the right. Let me see who else is...
I don't have this baby figured out. Like...
Okay, you can put the job as baby.
I didn't realize that I hadn't had that as baby.
I think I think that should be your last root tree. Like actual last name root tree.
Christina?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then go over to
Then I
okay, so Miracle the First married Helen.
Helen Lennon.
Miracle the
Unrelated to John.
Second. Yep. Miracle the Second married Edith.
I think the last thing I have to do is figure out.
Actually, hold on. You have Miracle the Second's other picture, but I don't think you've put it up yet. Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then I think at that point,
I think
everything.
it's just these 2 jobs that I have left, or I guess these 3 jobs I have left to figure out.
Okay, so Lauren mentions, I believe, in Revisiting Clark, you pull that one back up, that the free spirits have artists and dancers and such wild, ambitious
Also, add time.
musicians.
And we back.
Okay. We back.
We back.
Okay. All right.
All right. So.
Okay.
Elias C, Edward, and November.
Uh-huh. Actually, before we fill this in, because I want to help you get everything filled in before it takes you to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So go back over to Bonnie and Guy. Okay, those pictures. you're going to spider search. Boys and girls agree.
That was boys and girls what?
Agree.
Find a site about successful ad campaigns. One of the ads is listed from the late 50s, Boys and Girls Agree. A series of television and magazine ads for Root Tree chocolate bar. The ad campaign is described as having the premise that boys and girls are often diametrically opposed, except when it comes to one thing. Both of them agree that Root Tree is their favorite. The first advertisement in the series was the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. One of the magazine advertisements has been added to your effort.
Okay.
Let me mark this as red.
Otherwise, it just keeps flashing at you. Okay, so we're back to
the other Elias picture.
Go to, what was it? Business something. Watchman of the Year, Elias, is what you're looking for. Business Watch, and then just search Elias Root Tree.
Watchman of the Year 36.
Are you ready for this leprechaun looking guy?
Oh my god.
Okay. Now it should be just...
Alright, yeah, now it's just these three.
Okay. Jim mentioned in one of his music magazine interviews that his dad took Clark under his wing, and that is how Clark got into advertising.
Okay.
Edward is a lawyer. I don't know how else you would figure that out, but he's a lawyer. November is actually a dancer.
Alright.
There you go.
November, Edward, Elias, Christina.
And then you're gonna have all of these other
all the names, all the pictures. I know we just got back from ads. Everyone go take a bathroom break. We'll be here for 20 minutes. Okay, I can't click through to make it go faster.
Nope. Booyah! Alright. You're officially on your own.
Alright. Who is EC? Well, it's... Hold on, where is it? Name. Edward Clancy Root Tree. Job farmhand. The non-blood relative that I do have to type in. Oh, it's Burb. Burb, I can't believe you married Egg Cream Root Tree.
What does egg cream even taste like? And would it actually
I assume it would be like eggnog.
That would make sense.
And
but would it actually be a good candy?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually had eggnog.
You probably have. It was just probably years ago and you don't remember.
Probably. So Edward Clancy, I've got the name. I think I have every picture that I can get.
Mm-hmm. You actually don't. There is one that you're missing, but I can't tell you where to find it.
I'm gonna have to read everything.
You are gonna have to reread.
Do I have all of the text that I need to figure this out?
Yes.
God damn it, that's gonna be so much reading.
Mm-hmm.
The next hour 15 of this the last hour 15 of this stream is just gonna be me reading.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, okay. The book was published in 1965, consists of diary entries from that stretch from 40 to 65. The most important event the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II. While Lauren was pregnant, this left her to raise her son Clark alone. Lauren never remarried, only had one child. Following information: granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Mother's family was called the Cassells. She hardly ever mentions them. Father, she always refers to as Pop, was head lawyer of Root Tree Candy Co. Helped write a legal document called the Clanstead Trust. Clear from... Hold on. The new diary starts with a chapter that fills in the 10 years between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Major family incident was the death of Elias Roottree and the fallout from his will, where an unexpected name was read, Samantha Roottree. Although she and her children were not part of the Clanstead Trust and would therefore receive no inheritance from the success of the company, Elias had a stipulation that Sam retain the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions and salary related to it. Then that some scandalous secrets came out. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate child of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christians. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Eli Jr. harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby, Samantha, was sent to the Root Tree. Elias hid her away with a local farm hand known as E.C. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr., and they finally married in their 50s. Lauren mentioned the wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever romantic, quite appreciated this. When Patsy and Eli Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a root tree in the first place, even though she was not part of the Clanstead Trust. He wanted to include her in family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry into Sam. Do we know what the dotted lines are?
Yeah, go over to your key.
I don't think the key goes over the dotted lines.
What it did.
There's married, divorced, guardian, adoption, or otherwise. The notable root tree. And then the picture.
Oh, no, the dotted line means out of wedlock. Because if you go over to Gwen's kids,
Okay, out of wedlock.
yeah, because they're dotted line there too.
So EC adopted Samantha. Yeah, Elias hid her away with a local farmhand known as EC. Bishop was married off to a much older man and sent away. So is Patricia this non-blood relative? Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a root tree. All of my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. Had she the chance to grow up with us, Sam might have been the sister figure Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own way. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long, long time since any real root tree is as excited and interested in the actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. What I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it out myself. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. She doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. Hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Root for as long as she was willing. Got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money after all. He was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor. I suspect that's why he kept us there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Oh my god. They were roommates! Achievement unlocked, roommates. First thing she could find that she ever wrote was for a school assignment about anger, and she believed, based on the teacher's name, must have been in the 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the events spelled out here, but she does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I do not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty, with an I, dress. Pop walked home town and she hugged him. I told her he was my Pop. She pushed me, got angry, and yelled at her. Pop said to treat her nice. Then said your pop is my dad. She screamed out loud in my ear, lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing. So I pushed her too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, don't worry, I'm glad she is gone. Alright, I didn't ever actually read this. Keep running over my headphone cord. There's an article about Raina Roottree from 94. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottree name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. I took his advice, and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model, then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we managed to accomplish. Carl Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year in '87. A photo of him appears on the cover. According to the cover, Business Watch is the magazine for and about corporate leaders and has ongoing coverage of who's who in the corporate world. Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottree Candy, but rather a clothing company, Root. Here's a brief history. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin Jim Roottree, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Word spread. By '82, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands. Seeing the demand, Carl and his second cousin Ernie Jr., who had just become president of Root at the time, spearheaded Root. Other blood relatives, who have a say in the company's finances, refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. For tradition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted in the way the first ones did. Raina became the catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off the baby clothes. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year primarily for his personal gamble and ensuing payoff. I need a drink of water before I continue this.
Do you want me to read something?
Let's see. Yeah, you read this next one while I'm drinking.
Okay. Elias Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painting of him appears on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year specifically to recognize the global rollout of 5 pieces. Inside the article is a timeline of 5 pieces. 1908, Elias forms the Roottree Candy Company.
Oh, wait, hold on. This one could be super important, because we know of EC from the original 5 pieces. And I never actually read this one. I just got this one for the picture. Okay, keep reading, please.
Okay. 1908, Elias forms the Roottree Candy Company after marrying his wife, who inherited a maple farm. During the period before 5 pieces, the company is barely profitable. 1909, Elias has a daughter, the first of 5 children. 4 more follow, leading to 1922. Elias invents 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children, 1 flavor per child. 1924, 5 pieces are first sold in some Pittsburgh markets. 1926, 5 pieces are rolled out to all of New England. 1928, the new recipe and flavor is finalized, and the candy begins nationwide distribution in department stores and other shops everywhere. 1935, the Root Tree Candy Company purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania in preparation for their global rollout. Also 1935, with the help of his son, Elias Roottree Jr.'s architecture firm, a new industrialized factory and warehouse are built in Butler County. 1936, production is tripled and worldwide distribution begins. There's also a What's Next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy and that the Root Tree Candy Company remains a family business. He plans to do this with the Clansid Trust.
Okay, so I don't think this actually did lead to something. This is just the notables. 'I was gonna say it could be Ernie Jr., but Ernie Jr. is dead, so it can't be.
Mm-hmm.
077. Lawyers, Mr. Miller. That is a that could be it. 07723. I need a picture.
A picture exists. I can't tell you where to find it.
Is there any sort of thread you could give me to grasp on?
Nope.
Damn. Do I have everything I need to find the picture?
Yep.
Okay.
What time is your stream supposed to end?
In about an hour.
Okay, give it 45 minutes, and at that point, you can decide if you want to just continue with what you have, or if you want me to tell you something.
Hopefully it doesn't take 45 minutes. I feel like I need to look. There's got to be something more with the Clansid Trust. Something I'm just not. Combination of Clansid Trust was Elias Rootree's attempt to ensure that the Root Tree Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Root Tree's president is always locked to a single pack of 5 pieces. 5-piece guarantee went into effect. This was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Combined with the Clansid Trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in making the company as profitable and successful as possible. Did I ever just search Elias Roottree? Probably. Nice Root Tree was the founder and first president of the Candy Co. You find what is essentially propaganda site about him created by the Root Tree Candy Company. Up there's a picture of him and his wife Gwyneth. If I search the adopted one, Samantha Root Tree? I don't think so. Yeah, there's... Hi, Sam. Nothing. Marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that the 5 pieces are the iconic candy sold by the Root Tree Candy. They are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. They're small, colorful, shell-coated maple candies that since the late 20s have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf. So they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 flavors, but the shape and combination with maple have been consistent. Sorry, I'm not saying anything, chat. I'm just locking the fuck in right now.
What is chat saying?
Nothing really.
Hmm.
Kato suggested I try spider searching Sam, but
We did that.
yeah, nothing comes up on spider search. Sam in the periodicals. Probably nothing here too. All right, it's been like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I have some relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters, and Granddad had a brother or two. They'll trim their branches from the family tree. Why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. The only one to realize? Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Twins in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. None of us even met Sam until Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy. The reception, when asked who Sam was, Pop Shush said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. On hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family's affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. What happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Miller's first name isn't Mr. John. I can not typo that. Search Anderson Farm. I was thinking that, but I wanted to see if I could get any sort of hit on John Miller. Yeah. Find some information on a website for the first Anderson Maple Farm. Pictures including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. Marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottree was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brother, so as the oldest sister, she was Anderson Farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm only produced syrup. Supposedly, Elias's idea to create said their success was not immediate, so they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces. So, RC expanded well beyond their original farm. It's been served as a tourist attraction. There's still daily demonstrations that show off many of the turn of the century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 19th. God, we've hit 20 minutes, and the only thing that I figured out now is that is John Miller.
Okay.
can I get a confirmation on that at least? Is his name John Miller?
You know, I can't tell you anything.
It's been 20 minutes. This is the most my brain has worked since like 3rd grade. How long did it take you to figure this part out? The first time?
I found their names. I think probably about 10-15 minutes, somewhere around there. I never found the picture. I gave up and said I'm ready, and then I found the picture.
Oh. Do I currently have the ability to find the picture before I hit I'm ready?
Yes.
Okay.
The question is, will you?
If I hit I'm ready, will I have to play through the entire game again before...
No.
Okay.
No, it won't make you do that. It'll save your progress.
Okay. So I might go for the neutral ending and then the true ending. Does that sound like a good idea, chat?
What's chat say? I will tell you that the ending is unskippable. So, like, you'll get all the information the first time around, but then when you know how to find the picture and you come in and find it, you'll have to watch the entire ending again.
I mean, there'll be different endings, won't they?
No.
It's the same ending?
Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if there's a different ending for not finding their names.
Well, I mean, I found the names.
I know. But now I'm intrigued on if you don't find the names. Is there a different ending? I'm gonna find that out. Are you ready?
Am I ready?
It's up to you, man. I can't tell you nothing.
I'll hit I'm ready before I find the picture. First, here are the final optional chart entries you found. Done. One left.
That's the picture.
It is the picture. So does this confirm that I have the names right?
I can't tell you that.
There is absolutely a skip button. He was Edward Clancy Roottree and his partner was John Miller. Exactly what I needed to hear. Sam Madsen, by the way, that you know me as Samantha Roottree. Yeah, I got old. I started to think this towards the end, but I just didn't say anything because I'm ride or die with my bits.
Egg cream is so funny.
Yeah. There you know me as Samantha Roottree. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have for me is from 40 years ago. My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottree and John Miller. By now you've read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser. Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. Just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man, but his identical twin, Clancy, and his father, Elias, were not. And so she seems to blame more than just the 2 of them. She's no problems with us next gens, but she has palpable hatred for the 5 pieces, Elias and Gwyneth, from Lauren's revisiting diary. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Then they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable. Same year, I was born, a bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. Tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next gens away, to isolate me from my family. Okay. I didn't get, like, the... I didn't figure out, like, the homophobic father part and like bastard child part. But I did figure out that he was erased because of the 5 pieces flavor thing.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. I mean, he could have. He could have just killed you.
And have a third stain on the perfect family?
I mean, no one had to find out. It could have been an accident. Also, hello, Topi. Yes, I will take a drink. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. Yeah, your pop is my dad. Yeah. And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. Oh my god. That's fucking stupid.
Oh.
I couldn't hear you. You cut out, like, all of that.
Yeah, no, I know. It's, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm snoozing the sad.
Ugh.
So I was reading all of that bullshit, doing all of that searching. I wasted 20 minutes of my life. Did you mute yourself to laugh?
I told you you had everything you need to get the picture. You're the one who decided to go searching for everything. You did need to read through things because that's how you got John Miller's full name.
Yeah. So I guess it wasn't a total waste.
It wasn't a total waste. You did need to do that. But I told you you had everything you already... You didn't need to go searching for more things. That's on you.
Yeah. It's all a fluke. There's a picture of my father et al. But there he is in the background. The 6th 5 piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. Hold on, this was something I did not find. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate, and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin, an outcast forced to a life of labor under a wicked relative. From Steamy Correspondence by Tina Angelina. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. They trained to take over as president. Due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy, a real root tree. He nearly ruined the company. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. That is not how Zach was spelled. They just spell it Z-A-C.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long, long time since any real root tree was excited. Like Guy is new to the business world, but his family. There are rumors that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morton, but had been passed up for unspecified reason. When Ernie took over, he saved Root Tree. For 13 years, he made the family billions. He earned about $36. They got on by Debbie's salary. But when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point. Ernie Jr. has led Root Tree to record profits by developing new products, including the ever-popular Maple Crisps, by spearheading the formation of Root. From the Ernie Madsen Jr. article from Business Watch. The yearly salary of Root Tree's president is always locked to a price of a single pack of 5 pieces. Known to be a bit eccentric and reclusive, opting to forgo the typical luxuries of the average Root Tree. Possible to express my gratitude? Yes, from the funeral picture. Fortunately, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy, until I started to look into other dirty laundry. Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but he couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. Television screenwriter Robbie Roottree was allegedly quietly tried and convicted under the name Robert Roottree in a French court of law. Seems he allegedly embezzled from his company RR Productions to fuel a gambling habit. I did not find this article or this publication. Gwen divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second, which would make him out of wedlock. RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock. Yep. Sounded familiar. The claims of trust that Eli established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias. He claims the trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. The ironclad wording of the claims of trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as, and that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the trust, as anyone else. The claims of trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years. Now I can set the record straight, thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. Your expert work, the truth will come to light. When it does, my share of the claims of trust is yours. Like I said for the beginning, set for life. Thanks for playing. Oh, I see why you shared it with me now.
Yeah.
Please spread the word to anyone else you think might like the game. I am not a puzzle gamer.
Are you ready to go find that stupid picture?
I know exactly where to find this fucking picture.
The root trees
Are dead.
What? The root trees?
Root tree curse!
Who are the root trees? I don't know. They're just dead. Sleuth?
Oh. Right there!
That's so fucking stupid.
What first? You did it!
Family tree complete. You lied. This is a difference. Booyah.
None of this changes though. Like none of her like little speech.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cut stream off like 20 minutes early because I have got to go to the bathroom.
But you did it!
I did it.
Yay!
Thank you for joining me, Melon.
Yeah, thanks for playing it. Next you have to play Majaroon.
No, because I'm setting my, my new Thursday slot for stream is gonna be Final Fantasy XIV and no one can change that. I'm sorry. I know that no one enjoys those streams, but I enjoy them.
Well, you have fun with that then.
Alright. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Boy.
Bye-bye. Alright, let's see. Who do I have to raid? It does not look like I have anyone to raid. I don't want to spend too long looking because I'm not lying about needing to go to the bathroom. So, thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.